Hi there, this is a short video with explanation about present continuous. The first that we need to understand is when can I use present continuous? I use present continuous when I am expressing an action that is performed exactly at the moment that I am speaking about. For example, right now I can say that I am speaking in English. Right now, I mean at this moment. When we use the present continuous, we need to remember that we have the form to be according to personal pronouns. For example, I and the form to be am. You, they, we, and you, the form to be are. And he, she, it, the form to be is. We cannot do a combination, for example, like I are or he are. That will be incorrect. So remember, always I need to check what is the personal pronouns to check what is the correct form to be. Also, I need to remember about the verbs. In the present continuous, I use the gerund verb. When I say gerund, I mean ing. So let's see this comparison with the verb walk. The very form is walk, and the gerund verb, that is the one that we are going to use with the present continuous, is walking. If you can see, I am adding at the end of the verb ing. In Spanish, this ending is like ando, endo, yendo. Now, how can I create my sentences? Let's start with the affirmative form. This is the grammatical structure that you are going to follow when writing sentences in present continuous in affirmative. You can copy this in your notebook so you don't forget it. Let's start with an example. I am going to say, this is a real example. I is the subject. Am is the form to be. Remember, learn is the base form. But in present continuous, I need to use the gerund verb. So I am adding ing. And my complement is this one. So my sentence in affirmative form, I am learning English. Now let's continue with the same example, but in negative. My subject is I. The form to be am. Remember that is negative, so I use the word not. My gerund verb, learning, and my complement, that is English. And this is my sentence in negative form. I am not learning English. Now, let's see the interrogative form. In this case, we're going to start with the form to be. What is the form to be? I continue with the subject, I. The gerund verb, learning. And my complement, English. Remember that interrogative means that it's a question, so I am going to finish with the question mark. And in English, we only use question mark at the end of my sentence. So my question is, am I learning English? Yes, of course. So you can see, I am learning English. I am not learning English. Am I learning English? Now, also we can use some contractions. For example, here, I can say, I'm learning English. Here also I can use a contraction. I'm not learning English. And in the case of the interrogative, we cannot use a contraction. Do you have it clear? Okay, let's see one more example. I am going to say that my mother remember, I know that my mother is a girl, so the personal pronoun is she. What is the form to be for she? Yeah, is. So the form to be is my mother is cooking pizza. Do you like the pizza? Yes. So this is my second example. My mother is cooking pizza. Now, I continue with the negative. The same sentence. My mother is not cooking pizza. And that's my negative sentence. My mother is not cooking pizza. Now, let's continue with an interrogative example. I start with the form to be. Is the subject my mother, the gerund verb cooking, and my complement pizza? It's a question, so I will use question mark. Now, here you can see the comparison. My mother is cooking pizza. My mother is not cooking pizza. Is my mother cooking pizza? Here I can use also a contraction. For example, in the negative, isn't. Now, also you can say, or you can use the contractions like my mother's cooking pizza. And in the case of the interrogative, we are not able to use a contraction. So here you can see the explanation. Copy this in your notebook, continue practicing, and continue learning English.